you sweat, if you're working out, and all of these factors that come into picture block the pores of your scalp, and it can lead to hair fall also. A dirty scalp can invite bacteria, and it is actually not healthy at all.
If you take wet hair, they're actually more fragile and prone to damage rather than dry hair. And a simple hack that really changed the game. Oh my god, I'm loving my results today. It was my wash day.
Looks
so
amazing.
Shiny, bouncy, so defined.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Today was my
see.
wash day.
So Yuba, let me be very honest with you. Do you actually look forward to your wash day or do you dread it?
I love it. I always look forward to my wash days because it's like a self-love, a pampering session for me. It's my me time, and obviously the results are fabulous on the wash day. So I actually love it.
So in today's episode, we'll actually break down the wash day so that you can actually look forward to it and not really dread it.
We'll deep dive into the wash day prep, the cleansing, conditioning tips, the styling techniques, and the drying techniques for frizz-free curls.
So without much ado, let's get started. So tell me, Yuba, why do you think wash day matters?
Normally in our hair type, like for textured hair, the day we wash and style our hair is called as the wash day. There are ways to prepare your hair for it if that is something that you prefer. But also one thing is very important, that you don't have to extend your wash days. So if I have washed my hair today, I will wash my hair on the 4th day from today. We don't recommend extending your wash days for more than 4 days, because even if your hair is looking good, your scalp health also matters, right? Because in India, there is a lot of pollution. We have to keep that into mind. You sweat, if you're working out, and all of these factors that come into picture, your scalp can get like really dirty, stinky, and it can actually block the pores of your scalp, and it can lead to hair fall also. A dirty scalp can invite bacteria, and it is actually not healthy at all to extend your wash day. So we definitely recommend washing every 4th day at least. It can be sooner also if that's what works for you.
Yeah, like some people have really sweaty scalp. So for them, you will have to wash your hair maybe like every alternate day, which is when products like a co-wash can really help rather than over shampooing.
So guys, there is also something called as prepping your hair before the actual wash happens. That's called as a pre-wash prep, or sometimes it's also called as pre-poo.
Pre-poo, So as part of the pre-poo or the pre-wash treatment, one option is you can champy your hair. Either you can put some oil overnight, sleep over it, or you can do dry detangling. So what happens in dry detangling is, see, from the day you have washed your hair to the next wash day, you're actually not combing your hair, because we know that if we comb our kind of hair, it turns into a lion's mane. So that is when dry detangling actually helps with reducing hair fall in your wash day. Because if you take wet hair, they're actually more fragile and prone to damage rather than dry hair, which is why we're using conditioning to really enhance and protect your hair, correct? And people also tend to use other treatments, exfoliating serums, then there's a scalp treatment, scalp scrub. So these products, even with your regular shampoo, sometimes the cleansing won't be as effective. So which is why, and also to remove like buildup and other things.
Some people have some scalp problems, right?
Yeah.
So now there are serums available that target specific problems.
Correct.
So you can use that before actually washing your hair.
Yeah. And even with the scalp scrub, they really exfoliate and remove all of that, dead skin cells. And that really help in getting your curl pattern like as bouncy and beautiful, correct?
Yeah. So after the pre-wash prep comes special conditioning treatments. That is also something you can additionally do on your wash days, like a deep conditioning treatment, which can actually be a game changer for you. There are multiple deep conditioners available. Some are protein treatments also. Some are bond repairing treatments. Some are deep conditioners, like a deep moisture treatment for like very, very dry hair. And these treatments we recommend you do like not more than once a week, or if your hair is not too damaged, just like once a month or maybe once in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like not very regularly, because back when I started the journey of, embracing my natural hair, my hair was definitely a little damaged at that time. So I used to deep condition every week. And I used to keep switching between a protein deep conditioner or moisture deep conditioner. Deep conditioner actually gives you very good results. And for somebody whose hair is transitioning, it can really change the game for you. Like for you, right?
Yeah.
You were in that transition phase.
So when I had that half straight, half curly hair, I knew that I needed like a serious moisturizing treatment because it was really dry and coarse. And that is when I started like including deep treatments in the routine. And a simple hack that really changed the game was adding, 2-3 drops of a very good oil.
Yeah.
So a very good blend of like maybe rosemary oil, few light oils put together with the deep treatment and using a heat cap. So I used to heat the heat cap and put it on for like 25 to 30 minutes. It was like I would say my go-to favorite part of the routine because I used to either read a book or do something fun for that 20-25 minutes. And post which I used to continue with styling. So this initially, since my hair was really dry and damaged, I would have done at least twice a week because I had that really damaged face.
Half curly, half
straight.
Yeah.
And constantly I would give myself like trims because I was really particular that I didn't want to fully cut that hair because I was not really comfortable with short hair back then. So with every time the hair used to get better and better, I used to go to the salon, get a few trims here and there. And finally, when that entire routine was done, by then my hair was like really healthy. And then I started controlling the deep treatments as and when my hair needed it. So it would either be a protein treatment or a moisturizing treatment as and when my hair needs it.
Yeah. So actually, you should really know what your hair needs.
Yeah.
Be it the pre-wash treatment, because people love oils. So just oiling for some time, doing dry detangling if you have the time, and obviously deep treatments. These small habits can actually really change the results, drastically. One more thing I would like to say is deep conditioning. Personally, I prefer on clean hair. Right?
Yeah.
So what I would do is, I would do like initially if I'm doing a dry detangling, I would shampoo, take a proper bath and just shampoo my hair. In the shower, apply the deep conditioner, wear a shower cap and just come out. After 30 minutes is when I would go back and just go upside down, rinse the deep conditioner, apply the stylers, and that's when my the routine would be completed. So definitely we have already spoken about styling. It's very simple. I don't think there's anything extra you can do there other than obviously some more styling options that are available. So you need to explore those, and definitely it's a trial and error thing. You try different combinations, different techniques, different products, and then discover what works best for you
really works for
and
you.
stick with it. Like moves. Right?
And also to add on that, styling is what really gives you that result. So the result that you see right now on Yuba's hair, on my hair, that's purely because we have used either a curl cream or a leave-in followed up with a gel. That's what really gives it the oomph effect to the hair. When it comes to styling techniques, there are so many different types of techniques. There's raking, there is scrunching, then there is spraying hands motion, then there are also product variation called a sandwich method, and there is 1-2-3 gel method, there is 80-20. Now, these are all really fun things to try out because when you're beginning the journey, you have to experiment the most to see what kind of results are you liking. Do you really want super defined curls, or do you want a mix of definition and volume, or do you prefer more volume? Like personally for me, I like volume with definition. I think it's the same for Yuba as well. But again, with styling, something I really want to add on is people, I've also noticed that people tend to shy away from styling because they feel like, it's actually damaging your hair.
Yeah, people actually shy away from the gel. Because they're like, we still get DMs from customers saying that I applied your gel and my hair became hard. That's the gel cast that you need to break. Right? The SOTC, which again we covered in the last episode. Now, after styling your hair, there comes drying your hair. As we mentioned, the two main methods of drying is air drying and diffusing. So guys, once your wash day is complete, you are going to plop your hair in a towel bonnet or a turban towel. Personally, I love using the towel bonnet. It's very convenient. You just pop it in.
I
and
love
you step
using the
out.
turban towel.
Yeah, and you just step out very carefully. You remove your plop and then you just let it air dry. If you prefer air drying, you just let it air dry. Mind you, it takes time. It takes quite a few hours. And for her hair, obviously, it takes longer. For me, it takes slightly lesser time.
But honestly, it depends on the hair density,
hair type, the kind of products you've used. There are many factors. But yeah, you have to keep that in mind that your hair is going to take quite some time to dry. So we just carry on with our day, let it dry, and once it is fully dry, we break the gel cast and we're good to go.
Yeah.
Right? But one important tip is you can't touch your hair while it's drying because that's going to give you frizz. So after you've removed your plop, I know you want to touch it, you want to feel it, but do not touch your hair while it's drying.
However much tempting it is, to be honest. Because until and unless that cast, what you call it, that crunchy feeling is 100% dry. So to be honest, I love that feeling because for me, that's a mark of really knowing that my wash day was a success. That's one way of telling myself, okay, it's done. I don't have to bother for the next 2 to 3 days because I'm very sure my results will be like super good. An exact balance of really good definition with volume.
Yeah, and the harder the cast, I feel the longer the
drying
wash day will last.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of like to think about it. I mean, obviously, it's not entirely true, but that's what I have in my mind.
And one more unique tip that, we think really helps with volume is diffusing your hair upside down.
Yeah.
And that I think gives you the right amount of volume.
Very
one way to go about with it is initially, you can just move to the side, just sway the diffuser a little away from the hair so that the cast is fully formed. And once the cast is, I would say like 80% formed, you can then start cupping it. So that shrinkage also really comes in and your curls and waves will be a lot more bouncier and like that spring effect really comes through.
So the two main methods of drying, air drying and diffusing. So as she covered diffusing, upside down really gives you that crown volume, and also you can put these drying clips that are available while drying your hair.
Metal clips.
So either for air drying or for diffusing, you can put those clips on your roots very carefully without touching or disturbing your clumps so that you get that root volume. So that is how you've successfully completed the wash day.
And even like once your hair is 100% dry and when you are breaking the cast, post that to get a little bit more volume to those sections which are not there, you can use, like other than using your fingers, obviously you can use that, like keep shuffling so that it opens up more. You can also use a hair pick. Remember we used to use it back then. So with the hair pick also we can like really just section it, give it a lot of volume. That entire hair will be a lot more bouncier on the crown.
So guys, we really hope that we have kind of simplified the wash day for you, and the next time you're washing your hair, you look forward to it and you enjoy it and you get great results.
So don't be afraid to try out more products, more techniques, because that is the only way you will learn what your hair really wants. And at the same time, as we mentioned, this is a journey of patience because the end goal is to feel more and more confident in your natural hair.
So guys, we really hope you enjoyed today's episode. Like us, follow the podcast. You can subscribe to our channel. And also on Instagram, we would love it if you all share your wash day experiences with us. You all can tag us. You all can show us your before, after. You can spread word amongst, your friends, your relatives. Anyone who's struggling with, similar problems with their hair. It would be really helpful for them as well. Also, you can, give your feedback on Instagram as well.
Looking forward to see you all in our next episode. Till then, see you soon.